चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्यति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। संघर्ष. Can you get Guru Ashtakam from there? You keep it on there, just okay. Hare Krishna. So welcome all of you for today's Sunday Peace program. Tomorrow is very day for all of us. Keep it up. Tomorrow happened to be the Shukla Tritiya of Kartik Mass, and that happened to be a disappearance day of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who has founded this institute, through which he has made arrangement that sincere soul can come together and glorify their Lordship. They should get training for attaining the real desire goal of the life. Every spiritual master has a mission that he wanted to his disciples. So His divine grace has given us a great mission, and that is to preach about the Yuga Dharma. Because each and every Yuga has its own process through which one can attain their lordship, as explained in different Puranas like Padma Puran, Vamana Puran. And in Srimad Bhagavat Puran at the 12th canto it is explained, Triteya Dhyayate Vishnu, Tretaya Yajato Mabhi, Dvapare Paricharyaya, Kalau Tad Hari Kirtana. In the age of a Krita or Sakti Yoga, the first and foremost among the Yuga Dharma cycle, Yuga cycle. In that age, the people's lifespan was 1 lakh year. So among that 1 lakh year, they can used to spend several thousand years for meditation, and through which they used to meditate on the Super Soul who resides in everyone's heart. And they used to Dhyayate Vishnu. They used to meditate on Lord Vishnu. As sacrifice that process. Dwapare and in the age of Kali, difficult follow things because this age of a very dark. This age of thoughts, spiritual activity. This age itself creates obstacles in that process. Like people in this age of Akali, they have particular characteristics through which it becomes really difficult for them to practice any sort of a spirituality, any sort of a process through which they can get connected to the Lord. And what are those qualities? Normally, everyone should live for 100 years, but even that is not also happening. There are 3 other qualities which really makes us suffer like hell in this world. Manda. Sumanda. Not only lazy, but also confused. Don't know what to do. After spending 23 years of a life getting that one goal in the hand, we don't know what to do. Can you imagine? After that, if they don't understand what to do after doing bachelor's, they do masters. After doing master also, they have to think what to do now. Your life. Confused. After becoming a master of something, you have to think that what I have to do now. Manda matayo, manda bhagya. And the another quality is unfortunate. Why unfortunate? The most underlying process to get liberated from this world has given, but we are taking it so cheaply that we don't care about that. And that is chanting the holy name of God. And to preach that, to establish that, His divine grace traveled throughout the world. He established this institute. So that whoever come in touch with the people who follow the Gaudiya Siddhanta, they should know the glory of holy name, because that's the process of liberation in the age of Kali. Some 400 years back, there was a great of Gaudiya Siddhanta, one of the foremost and topmost acharya, who has written his commentary on Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and several other wonderful literatures, which has glorified the chanting the holy name of God. One of his compilations and compositions, actually, not compilation, composition, he writes about the glory of spiritual master. Because nowadays there are so many imposters claiming themselves as a spiritual leaders, as a spiritual personalities. They are taking advantage of innocent people's heart, making money out of that. But what is spiritual master means? What are his characteristics? What is his mission for the life? What really satisfies him? And how one can get closer to the Supreme Personality of the Godhead by associating with such a person. That he has explained in one of the foremost prayers called Glories, which actually generally in all ISKCON temples every day morning at 4:30, when they offer artis to their Lordship, they chant these particular prayers. When I came in contact with ISKCON first time, and I was surprised that why early in the morning they are praying, they are praising their spiritual master and offering arti to the Lordship. It was quite difficult because generally when Karmakanda Puja is happening, when you are doing Puja for Mata Rani, you sing her arti. When you do Puja for the Satyanarayana, you chant his arti, you sing his arti. But here they are worshipping their Lordship Shri Radha and Krishna, Krishna Jagopal. Sometimes in other temples, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadraji, Sitaram, Lakshman. And they are chanting the prayers which are glorifying the spiritual master. Why is it so? I asked so many devotees, but I never got a satisfied answer for that. It was recently, some 2013 or maybe 14, I think. I went for one Prana Pratishtha temple did installation of Lord Narasimha in Ujjain. And I asked my senior who was actually teaching us how to do all this Yagya and Prana Pratishtha. Then he said, yeah, that was my question also. And I was looking for that somebody should give a satisfactory answer for that. Then he said, one Acharya, when he was giving commentary on, he mentioned about this. Why is it so? And he narrated one particular incident in Lord Ramachandra's Delhi schedule. When Lord Ramachandra was ruling Ayodhya, one day he called Lakshman and he asked Lakshmanji, from tomorrow morning, if you really want to please me, can you do one thing? Lakshmanji brought his life here into ear to hear what really satisfies my brother. Because the real goal of his life to please their Lordship. So he said, what is that I can do it for you? The Lord said, whenever I wake up from bed, I would like to hear the praise and glorification of my dear devotee brother. Lakshman was surprised. What is this? Lakshman had really hard time to gel with Bharat. But here, for the pleasure of their lordship, he said, okay, I will do it. In Ramayana, Bharatji is Lord's Bhakti Shakti, his devotion. Here, that Acharya said, this is what Lord's like. That if someone prays his own pure devotee in front of him at the beginning of the day. So most of the paramparas, sampradayas, master. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who appeared in the middle of 17th century, master in Krishna consciousness, gurus and disciples. He says, one who with great care and attention loudly recites this beautiful prayer to the spiritual master, obtains direct service to Krishna of Vrindavan at the time of his death. I'm reading first Palashruti so that you can concentrate while chanting this prayer because it needs a meditative chant. This prayer. The other. Tranaya karunya bhanadana sansara tranaya karunya bhanadana praptasya kalyana gurāravasya Vande Guru Shri Charanamrita Praptasya kalyana gurāravasya Vande Guru Shri Charanamrita Vande Guru Shri Charanamrita Vande Guru Shri Charanamrita Vande Guru Shri Charanamrita Vande Guru Shri Charanamrita. His first words is about the mission of the master. Why he comes to the spiritual world, this material world. Purpose of his descent or appearance in this material. Here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, the spiritual master is receiving from the that is just as a cloud pours water, forest fire to extinguish it, so the spiritual master delivers the materially afflicted world by extinguishing the blazing fire of material existence. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master, who is an ocean of auspicious qualities. Of his appearance in this world is to extinguish the fire of material existence in which we have trapped. There are three different kinds of tapas or kleshas. Each and every moment we are suffering with. Adi Daivika and Adi Bhautika. And who can save us from this? It is Spirit Master. Because whenever there is a forest fire, you can't just extinguish that with the fire brigade. Is that possible? No. By the shower of clouds, when rain pours on that fire, then it can get extinguished very easily. So same way in our life, there is a fire of sufferings that are actually go through. And only by the mercy, as explained here, that Tranaya Karunya Ghana Ghanatma, the mercy of their Lordship which pours through spiritual master, only that mercy can save us from this blazing fire of material existence. And that's why he says, I offer my respectful obeisances to such a spiritual master who is the ocean of wonderful qualities. In the next verse, he explains that how he executed that mission. That is explained in the next stanza. He says, Vande Guru Shri Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Chanting the holy name, dancing in ecstasy, playing musical instruments. The spiritual master is always gladdened by the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because he is relishing the mellows of pure devotion within his mind, sometimes his hair stands on end in his body, and tears flow from his eyes like a waves. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. How he execute that mission? By absorbing the wonderful process that Lord Chaitanya has introduced for this age of Akali. As we have just discussed, that Kalautal Hari Kirtana of our life's mission is chanting the holy name of Lord. As once one reporter asked Prabhupada, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, what you are going to get after chanting this mantra? He said, we chant this mantra to chant this mantra. Our goal and to achieve that goal, the process, both are same. Holy name of the Lordship, so that we can keep continuing chanting the holy name of the Lordship. Because Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Iva Kevalam. Kalau na asati eva, na asati eva, na asati eva. There is only holy name of the Lordship. Nothing else can save you from this material existence. That thing has accepted by spiritual master within his heart, and he is exhibiting through his behavior. So what he preach, he is practicing that. It's not that there are some imposter, they say you do this, you do that, and they enjoy in all sense gratificatory activities. Previously, I used to follow one particular, and one day, randomly, just without any festival, I just went there and visited that person. He had more than like millions followers. And he was sitting, and with his car driver, he was playing cards. And I was surprised. Because one day that was my first time and last time of my life when I was playing cards with one of my friends, and my mother saw that. And she just threw that melon, from the distance only she threw it on me. And I just ran away. From that day, I never played that cards. The whole of my family is accepting as a spiritual master and deliverer of their life. He was sitting nicely, he was playing cards. I was surprised. I was with my father. I just cleaned him and he said, "What is this? Bring me up for this, and your spiritual master is supposed to be, and he's playing cards here." They said, "You will not understand. He's beyond all these things, so he never gets affected." I said, if something is not good for me, definitely it will not good for everyone. This is not good for a child. Definitely it should not be good for any innocent person in this world. And this person is supposed to be the topmost as an innocent, who is not having any kalmashas in his heart, and he is playing cards. And that was my last day for that visit. Master is a person. He preaches what he practices. And that's why there is a difference in people's heart. I'm preaching so much, but people are not changing. Look at first yourself. Look at within you what you're doing. Are you following the same thing what you're preaching about? And that's why Prabhupada made such a big impact on this modern civilization. He preached, he practiced. That's why his preaching and practice both went parallel, like a rail track. They never crossed each other. Whatever he practiced, same thing he has preached. And that's why there is effect. That's why thousands, millions of people, they changed their lifestyle. When Prabhupada came to this Western country, this America only, that time they had one logo. Don't hear about 30s, they are crazy. No one was receptive. And when Prabhupada came, his age was 70 years old. He was 30 actually, twice of that 30. And how people can accept him? And within a year, he reached September 1965 here in this America. And July 1960, he started this institute. And within 11 years, 8,000 disciples. All young kids who were like their 20s. No one was in 30s. Only one disciple of him. Howard, what's his name? Hayagriva. He was the only one person who was beyond 30. And one more was Jayanand Prabhu. Both they were like a 32 or 30. Not really 30s also. They were like a 32 or 33 like that. They were professor in university. One was engineer, one was professor. Recently, when we finished 40th anniversary of ISKCON, now 50 means 10 years back. I asked one of Prabhupada disciples, she was from Germany, how you people got attracted to Prabhupada? Because he was 70 years old, you all were like a 20, 21, 25. And his way of explaining things, because he learned British English. On top of that, he had a Bengali accent of speaking. How it was possible for you to understand his English? Generally, you know this, Europeans and Americans, their English is totally different than what Indian people they speak. Actually. Indians has a more clear pronunciation than what Europeans and Americans they have. I said, how come? She told me only one thing. She said, actually, we never understood what he used to say. But what attracted us, that the compassion and the mercy that was flowing through his eyes. In our life, nobody looked at us with such love and compassion. They cared for us. And that time we were hankering for that. And the second thing, whatever he wrote in his books, the same thing he practiced in his life. That attracted us. One of his the first initiated disciple, I asked him once, how come that really attracted to Krishna consciousness? And what you were thinking about Krishna those days? He said, we were not knowing anything about that Krishna. We were respecting and accepting Krishna because our Swamiji is our Swamiji's God. We are not having much more understanding about him. We had understanding that it is Prabhupada's worshipable God and we have to worship him. Understand about Lord, as Lord himself says that Esham Antagadam Papam Janana Punya Karmana Te Dvandva Moha Vimukta Bhajate Mam Ananyapa. The person who is freed from all sinful activities, who becomes sinless, he becomes qualified to take devotional service. That we were all sinners. From the womb of our mother, we started drinking and eating beef. That's fact. So what sort of the credits that we had that we should render devotional service to the Lord? It's his mercy. Today, to speak about, to hear about their Lordship. Because what he has practiced. And that was explained, that has explained in this particular verse. Because he relishes that chanting the holy name of our Lord, he gets totally absorbed in that. So what he has, he can give. If you don't have, how you can give it? From the road. From where? And what? I don't have a 10 pennies in my pocket and thinking that I will give you 10 crores. Is that possible? 100 crores, I will think about giving 1 crore. When I possess, then only I can give. So same way, the spiritual master who has love for Lord, who has a mercy, who is a carrier of mercy of their Lordship, will give you the mercy of God. And that's what has explained in the second verse. And then how he gives that mercy, how he engages his disciples, that is explained in the next verse. And that verse is Vigrahara Dhana Nityanana Shringara Mandirajana Shri Vigrahara Dhana Nityanana Shringara Mandirajana Yuktasya Bhakta Shaniyunjatoti Vande Guru Shri Charanam Yuktasya Bhakta Shaniyunjatoti Vande Guru Shri Charanam Vande Guru Shri Charanam Vande Guru Shri Charanam Vande Guru Vande Guru Shri Charanam. The spiritual master is always engaged in the temple worship of Shri Radha and Krishna. He also engages his disciples in such a worship. They dress the deities in beautiful clothes and ornaments, clean their temples, similar worship of the Lord. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. So this is what real spiritual master do. He becomes the personal servant of their Lordship. Personally, he offers by offering wonderful prayers, by offering aartis, by dressing their lordship with a due and wonderful ornaments. We have seen some imposters, they open the temple just for collecting donations from the people. They don't care about the deity worship. Famous temple in Vrindavan. It is really opulent, spent more than like a 500, 600 crores just to make that temple. But if you see the worship, you see that mannequins in malls where they just hang the clothes for display. Like that, they have kept that lordship in the altar. Deities are beautiful, but they are just decorated for the sake of display, not for the worship. Temples are not meant for that. That's why Prabhupada, when he established this institute, he wrote 7 purposes, and one among that he says, to establish the very system of worshipping their lordship, mood and service attitude, or the training mass of people in business. In the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, one of the purpose he writes, especially for the Grahastha, so many material acts, and they are dealing with so many material today's routine. Generally, these deities, they are just not idols or statues which are kept as a Archa Avatar. Archa Avatar means accept the services that you are rendering to him. But because of some pure devotees' desire, Lord appears in this particular platform to take up whatever service you render. Most merciful form of the Lord. The Lord of Vaikuntha, how to go to Vaikuntha? Is saying lame man to go there? No. If you want to see the Paramatma in your spirit, in heart, you have to follow the Ashtanga Yoga process. Just some physical exercise never called as a yoga. Yoga means the thing which can connect you with the Supreme Lord, which is who is the heart. Then how to see that Lordship? In Vishnu Puran, it is explained how Mother Lakshmi asked their Lordship to take particular form. This Archa Vigraha Avatar. And this incarnation of the Lord is manifested as per the desire and choice of his devotee. It's not that he decides and he comes in this particular form. No. His devotee come to have deities like this. And Lord appears in that form. Himself how one should what Parampara is. 100 years ago, 500 years ago, 300 years ago, same thing is in their life. New addition or new edition also. They do what it has come to the activities. And that's why it creates impact living into this life. Then what really satisfies the spiritual master? That he gets really satisfied. That is explained in the next verse of Chaturvidha Shri Bhagavata Swadhanati Haribhakta Chaturvidha Shri Bhagavata Swadhanati Haribhakta Tripaiva Triptim Bhajatativa Vande Guru Shri Charanaya Tripaiva Triptim Bhajatativa Vande Guru Shri Charanaya Vande Guru Shri Charanaya Vande Guru Shri Charanaya Vande Guru Shri Charanaya Vande Guru Charanaya Vande Guru Shri How one can satisfy that spiritual master? This verse. The spiritual master is always offering Krishna 4 kinds of a delicious food, analyzed as which is leaped, shosha, chewed, then drunk, and then sucked. These 4 kinds of foods they offer to their Lordship, like a chutneys, juice, and other grains, foods that you can chew. And when the spiritual master sees that the devotees are satisfied by eating Bhagavat Prasad, he is satisfied. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such spiritual master. If someone becomes recipients of Lord's mercy, which we call as a prasad, spiritual master really gives money. They are receiving the Lord's mercy. So whether I won't consider it as a just food stuff. It's not food stuff. It is prasad. The Lord's direct mercy. Sometimes they call Prabhuke. It's direct. You can envision the Lordship in the form of prasad. And prasad has a great magic in everyone's life. It is totally sinless food for consciousness. In New York only, early ISKCON day, all the devotees every day they used to go for Darshan Kirtan. At one particular corner, there used to be one police officer. And he used to get disturbed whenever he used to see devotees while going there chanting. He used to go and unnecessarily used to trouble them. Then devotees, they used to carry some prasad. So every time they used to give him a gulab jamun. We called it bullet. So this office every day without fail used to have this gulab jamun. Few months they changed their route. He became disturbed because days together he never got that jamun. So he thought that I have to fight from where they come and have to visit. So all the way, just that Balaji came and visited the temple. And when he came and he saw the whole environment in the temple, his heart got so captivated. He gave up his job and he joined full. So I'm not expecting that thing from you. But at least having that prasad changes your consciousness. Sattva. Four is your existence get purified. And the purified is nothing prasad of the cooks and offers their lordship, and then he submits aid to his disciples. That prasad. And when they get this, they get satisfied by having that prasad, the spiritual master becomes satisfied. So how to satisfy our spiritual master? By accepting the Lord's mercy. A proper recipient of Lord's mercy. So for that, need to be strong and sincere in sadhana. You are dealing. Here it is explained. What is the mood of spiritual master? Really absorbed, and that is explained in the next one. Shri Radhika Madhavayora Madhurya Lila Gunarupana Radhika Madhavayora Madhurya Lila Gunarupana Pratikshana Svadanodvasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaranda Pratikshana Svadanodvasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaranda Vande Guru Shri Charanaranda Vande Guru Shri Charanaranda Vande Guru Shri The spiritual master is always eager to hear and chant about the unlimited conjugal pastimes of Sri Radhika and Madhava, and their bodies, names, and forms. Aspire to relish these at every moment. Pratikshana aswadana lolubas. Lolu. One should be eager. That spiritual master shows by his own example. Sri Radhika Madhava Guna Rupa Nam, the holy name of Sri Radhika and Madhava. The wonderful pastimes in between them. He is always eager. But he explains in Padyavali, Laulyam Tatrapi Ekalam Mulyam Krishna Bhavana. If you want or desire to obtain Krishna consciousness, you have to pay a cost also. And what is that? Laulyam Tatrapi Ekalam Mulyam. The only one price that you have to pay to get this Krishna consciousness, and that is eagerness. And that eagerness should be pratikshana aswadana lolupasya. For each and every moment, that eagerness should increase. It should become more and more intense. And that's how the spiritual master shows it. He's absorbed in it. And how he's linked with Lord's services, that is explained in the next verse. Yugno rati kaisi Yayali bhiryo tira prakshaniya Nikunja yugno rati kaisi Yayali bhiryo tira prakshaniya Tatra didakshadati vallavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanamrita Tatra didakshadati vallavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanamrita Vande Guru Shri Charanamrita Vande Guru Shri Charanamrita Vande Guru Shri Charanamrita Vande Guru Shri Charanamrita. The spiritual master is very clear because he is expert in assisting devotees who at different times make a different tasteful arrangements for the perfection of Radha and Krishna's conjugal loving affairs. Within the grooves of Vrindavan, I offer my most humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. What he is in English, that is explained. How he is eager to hear about their lordship and Srimati Radharani's wonderful pastimes, and how he is assisting the assistants of gopis, whom we call as the manjaris, who are assisting gopis to make arrangements for the different location, different atmosphere, to create different atmosphere for different pastimes of their lordship. Ashta Kali Leela, that's what is explained about. And where Nikunja, in the grooves of Vrindavan. And that's why he is very dear to everyone, because he is dear to Lord's servants. As Lord says in Adipura, he tells Arjuna, not my devotee who claims himself as my devotee, but I really appreciate those who claims themselves as a servant of my servant. And that's what the great devotees, they pray to their Lordship. As Maharaj Kulashekar in his Mukundamala Stava, Majjanmani Phalamidam Madhukaita Bhari Matpratni Mada Anugraha Eshidevat Mada Bhritya Bhritya Paricharika Bhritya Bhritya Bhrityasya Bhritya Smara Mama Iti Lokanath. O Lokanath, he's calling the Lordship, the master of all the living entities in living planetary systems. If you think that you want to give me Anugraha, consider me servant of your servant. Because that's what my real identity. And that will save me from this material. And here, spiritual master, it's not that he is directly offering services to their Lordship, but he is asking the great servants of the Lord who are rendering all the services to please their Lordship. That's the proper way of connecting ourselves with the Lord. Few people, they think, why we need spiritual master? Huh? It's my Lord and I can get connected with him anytime. But Lord himself, when he gave teachings to his mother Devaki, now I have given you everything that is called as a knowledge, but still I am telling you now. Because they have ability to give that intensified devotion they has, because I don't have a devotion for myself. I can give you mercy, but that mercy can be attracted and that will give you, or I will bless you. I can tell you what is devotion means. I can't restrict that devotion. That can be obtained by you. So please go and associate with my devotees. And then that famous verse comes. Satam prasangar mama virya samvido bhavanti ruttamrasayana kata tajjum vargavatara tira pratiranutamishati. It happens only in the association of yogis. Because they have, they can give. If they don't have, how they can give? In the next verse, he says, who is the spiritual master? And what scripture says about him? Sakshad Haritveya Samasta Shastri Ukta Sakha Bhavyataya Santi Sakshad Haritveya Samasta Shastri Ukta Sakha Bhavyataya Santi Kintu Prabhurya Priyaiva Vande Guru Shri Charanara Kintu Prabhurya Priyaiva Tasya Vande Guru Shri Charanara Vande Guru Shri Charanara Vande Guru Shri Charanara The spiritual master is to be honored as the Supreme Lord. All these scriptures, they say that as honorable as the Supreme Personality. Because he is the most confidential servitor of the Lord. This is acknowledged in all revealed scriptures and followed by all the authorities. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master, who is the bona fide representative of God's Krishna. He is not just any Hari who has just saffron, long beard. That's not the quality of a spiritual master. The authoritative representative of the Lord. And don't, otherwise people they think that, oh, he is God. No, he says that who is God. Takes you to that personality. You can honor him as good as God, but don't think that he is God. Otherwise, you will create a blunder. In the initial stage, when ISKCON was formed, Prabhupada had so many sannyasis, and one of the sannyasis, he started preaching, Prabhupada is God. And when that thing came to Prabhupada, he said, just kick him out from the institute. I don't want such a bogus personalities to claim me as a God. Master is as honorable as God, but not spiritual master is God. Today people are mistaking that one. They make him first Baba, then Maharaj, then Swami, and ultimately then Bhagavan, Shri. Never happens. And all this Bhagavan, they end up with then Tihar jail. Lord appeared in Tihar jail, they are going to die in jail. The way the spiritual master is the person who shows you the path through which you can attain just transparent via media of Lord's mercy. He gives like a postman. Postman never rips open your letter, reads and then again folds and give it back. Does he do that? No. What he does? Whatever has come, he just hand over to you. Job spiritual master. He is a transparent media of Lord's mercy. And that's why he is honored as good as God. And then the most important instruction that has given the last verse of this perspective that one should meditate on. Yasya prasadat bhagavata sadhi Yasya prasadat nagadi kato Yasya prasadam nagadi kudoti Dhyayam svam sasya yashasti sanyam Vande Guru Shri Charanam Dhyayam svam sasya yashasti sanyam Vande Guru Shri Charanam Vande Guru Shri Charanam By the mercy of spiritual master, one receives the benediction of Krishna. Without the grace of the spiritual master, one cannot make any advancement. Therefore, I should always remember and praise the spiritual master at least 3 times a day. Spiritual obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master. So if you really want to get mercy of their Lordship, then you should praise the pure devotee of the Lord 3 times a day at least. I will take you back from back to God. And tomorrow is His appearance day of such a wonderful spiritual master. His divine graces, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Follow strictly the rules and regulations of ISKCON society. They can fast till noon tomorrow for the pleasure of Prabhupada. We will be having program tomorrow evening, Pushpanjali for Prabhupada, because Prabhupada left his body 03 p.m. that particular time. So we offer that time Pushpanjali to Prabhupada and offer the same prayers for his praise. So all you are invited for that. Please take out, show your gratitude towards such a wonderful personality. Because by his mercy only we can make progress in our spiritual life. Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So now, Radha Madhav Prabhu will make a few announcements for upcoming programs.
The kitchen today.
We'll do Damodar after this.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Hare.